Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Wake Up and Live. This is Bob. Before I get started, I just want to remind you to, if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe, like, share, and tell someone about my videos. As there are a wealth of helpful hints in there sometimes for just about everyone. Alright, so before I start today, I just want to show you my little pineapple. Have you ever seen a little pineapple like this? Yeah, my pineapples, I've been growing pineapples forever, and for some reason this year I got these little pineapples. They're like a handful, like almost like it's an orange size. If you can't tell the dimensions, it's like the size of an orange. All right, so today I want to talk to you about the idea of returning to Jamaica, but you don't know what to invest in. Now, this is not intended on being a detailed video of all things to do with investing if you're moving back to Jamaica. A friend of mine asked me to do a brief video, suggested I do a brief video on the not usual things that people invest in. When we decide to move to Jamaica, we tend to want to invest in restaurants or hardware stores, or building 3 or 4 extra rooms and then live off the rent for that, or Airbnb, or sometimes supermarkets or mini marts. Those are the usual things people invest in when they're moving back. But I want to tell you about 3 things that I know for sure that are very hot opportunities for investing in Jamaica, and they are. I've seen people have done them, and the demand for their products is just it's enormous. So just want to talk to you and see if you can probably use some of the ideas here I have. First one I want to talk to you about is the idea of opening a sewing business. Now, I say a sewing business because I'm not telling you to open a dressmaking business or a tailoring shop or a high fashion business. I'm telling you about a sewing business. All right. If you notice, one of the major demand for clothing today in developing countries like Jamaica is overall. Imagine having a business and you're making overalls, the ones the mechanic wear, or sometimes janitors wear, or you sometimes in factories or so forth. Overalls are very, very hot items in the market. Doctors' coat, lab coats, those long white coats that doctors and pharmacists and lab technicians wear. Those are in very high demand also, because they're multi-purpose items. They can be used for different things. Chef jackets, chef hats, chef aprons, even waitress aprons. All right, there's a slight difference with them, but aprons in general. Chef jackets, the restaurants are very common in countries like Jamaica, where it depends on tourism, and restaurants is part of the hospitality business. It is very, very it's a very hot item to create for a business. I'm going to talk to you about imagine choir gowns, graduation gowns. Those are important things in societies like Jamaica, where Jamaica, as we know, Jamaica is on the Guinness Book of Record almost 50 years, I think, as being as having the most churches per square mile. Not the most churches in the world, but the most churches per square mile per capita. In the Guinness Book of Record, we've held that record for a long time. So that means almost everywhere you go in Jamaica, there are churches. Any little small town will host 5, 6, 7, 8 churches. Sometimes more churches than the population in the town. So choir gowns, renting them or selling them, whichever way it works best, is a good business. Graduation gowns. Those are good for renting, rental or for selling to the school. Whichever way, it's good business. Utility vest. Tell me of a time you are driving and not see construction workers in utility vests, or police officers in utility vests, or vendors on the street in utility vests, or you go into large supermarkets or certain just places where there's customer service. You see staff in utility vests. There's a high demand for utility vests. They are simple to make. They're very simple to make, and they're very easily sold. All right, because everybody needs utility vests. Hospital gowns. You know those gowns with you pin from behind and your posterior shows. The hospital gowns, very very lucrative thing. A lot of doctors' office are performing clinic type services in their offices, and they do need hospital gowns. Hospitals, of course, do need it. There are a lot of private hospitals too that need that kind of services. A lot of nursing homes are developing on the island, and they do need those kind of things. Tablecloths, tablecloths very easy to make if you live near a hotel industry. A hotel resort areas, you can easily sell tablecloths. Imagine also wedding, the wedding slip covers for chairs, where people put on those ready-made things on. Sometimes just a regular old chair, they put the slip covers on, they look like brand new chairs, and you do that for the weddings. Those things are very lucrative. Money bags. Ever seen those money bags with a zipper and the padlock and everything? Those things are in high demand. Very, very high demand, because in Jamaica, currency, sometimes to take currency to the bank, it can be a very bulky thing because of the number of currency bills you actually have to use. I want to talk to you also about having a workshop business. Now, I'm not talking about just a cabinet maker shop, or carpenter, just a workshop. In Jamaica now, the industry, the construction industry is booming. I'm telling you, booming. Everywhere you look, you see hardware stores, and you see someone building somewhere. If you had a workshop business, and you make you're making ready-made door jams, those frames along the door, they're called door jams or door frames. Those things, you stockpile them. You can sell them by the dozen. One house, when you see someone building a house, they need 6, 7, 8, 9 door jams. Sometimes they sell very easily. Security doors. All right. Security doors, regular doors, hardwood panel doors, cedar wood doors, or maho type doors, hardwood doors. Very, very you can make very, very good money off doing those. Creative type security doors, screen doors on the outside of your regular door, or making the panel doors a certain way that is security proof. Very lucrative. Easily sold, make good money off them. Talking about door jams, window jams. All right, window jams is another thing. You sell those window frames like nothing. One house again can have up to 20 window outlets. So you're selling window frame. That is not a big deal. All right. Another thing I want to tell you about, documents transfer. I guess you don't really want to call it a photocopy business, but it's primarily a tier between the photocopy business and the internet business, internet type cafe things, where you handle documents. A lot of Jamaicans live abroad, and documents need to be transferred sometimes. When I say transferred, I mean you send documents by email, or photocopy is sometimes poor, so you send it by email. It's usually the preferable way for somebody who needs a copy of a document. Sometimes it's an easy way, and not too many people want to be bothered with email type business where you have to email and print off and copy and so forth. That is a good business, especially if you're in a growing town that's not really, it's not a large urban area, but it's a growing town and there are adjoining towns around it. That kind of service can create a wealth of knowledge. I mean, a wealth of income for you. You provide, you know, a lot of people in Jamaica get on the internet by their cell phones, not by computers. So when it comes to printing certain things and and sending emails, it's not as accessible as we think. So if you have somewhere they can go to print their emails off, log on, print their emails off, or have print off a document in you know, in a good form, legible form, for legal purposes or stuff like that. It's a very, very good business for that. All right. So those are just three businesses I just want to give you heads up on that I know personally. People who have invested in them and are making a killing. I think, in my personal opinion, those are good business. But again, this is not intended to be a well-detailed video on, you know, all the business types that you can actually invest in if you're moving back to Jamaica. But these are the three types that I do want to recommend to you that are not traditional businesses for people to invest in. You know, that's just my view on that. All right. So thanks again for watching. This is Wake Up and Live with Bob. And again, if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe, like, and share my videos, and tell someone about them. All right, thanks again for watching.